All right, we are back here on the Now Morning Show, and as you would have just seen, it is Breast Cancer Awareness Week here on the Now Morning Show. And of course, we continue to speak with professionals, survivors, and so many other stakeholders when it comes to breast cancer awareness and breast cancer itself. And this morning, we are pairing our segment on breast cancer awareness with what's on the menu, because we are going to be speaking with a registered dietitian when it comes to the diet one should consume or one can consume when you are someone who is diagnosed with breast cancer. So this morning I'm going to be speaking with Rihanna Ali, who is with the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Nutritionists and Dietitians, better known as TANDI. And I want to say special good morning to you, Rihanna.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. I do hope that all is well with you also, and thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
So we are in Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and a big part of managing cancers of any kind, especially breast cancer, it's the diet you consume. So let's speak about the the benefits of a diet that would help to promote health even in someone with breast cancer.
Yes, well, diet is very important. It's actually poor dietary control is actually one of the things that can lead to developing a risk of breast cancer. So that is why it's important that we try to have a healthy and a balanced diet, choosing foods from the 6 Caribbean food groups, such as your staples, like your bread and your rice and your ground provisions, your legumes, peas, beans, nuts, and seeds, of course, your food from animals, your fruits, your vegetables, and your healthy fats. And it's important that we emphasize foods with anti-inflammatory properties, or foods that are high in phytochemicals, as these actually help to protect healthy cells against free radicals or cancer-causing agents. And this goes for both reduction in developing breast cancer as well as for those who are receiving treatment. And it's important, if you're receiving treatment, to keep your energy levels up. So you want to choose your energy providing foods, again, like your staples, such as your whole grains, your wheat, your brown rice, your corn and your ground provision. You also want to try to limit your saturated fats, such as red meats, ice cream, and too many sweets and baked goods with hidden fats. You want to choose instead your lean meats, like your poultry and fish. And interestingly enough, fish actually provides you with omega-3 polyunsaturated fats, according to research, and it actually helps to inhibit the growth of breast tumors if you have it at least 3 times for the week. But again, it's important to remember that no 2 women are the same, and as such, for a more individualized nutritional approach, a registered dietitian should be seen.
Wonderful. And let's roll it back a little bit more. Like, what are some of the must avoid foods, even for a young woman who is, trying her very best using her diet and practices and lifestyle to, minimize risk of cancer? What are some of the things that you definitely need to avoid?
You need to avoid, of course, having too many fast foods. You need to avoid the abuse of alcohol, most importantly. You also want to avoid having too many processed meats, as there are compounds in processed meats over time, and with overconsumption, it can lead or develop the risk of cancer, especially if you already have a risk with a family history of cancer.
Can you tell us a bit more about breast cancer itself?
Sure, no problem. Breast cancer is actually one of the most common causes, or one of the most common types of cancer in women. And women that actually have a strong family history of ovarian cancer or breast cancer are at risk for it. All right. It basically happens when the cells in the breast grow out of control, and it can happen in different parts of the breast, such as the ducts that actually carry the milk to the nipples, or the gland that produce the milk. And sometimes when there is an early detection or it goes untreated, it can spread to other parts of the body or metastasize when the cancer cells actually enter the bloodstream or the lymph system. And this is why early detection is so important, and this is why it remains the cornerstone for breast cancer control.
You mentioned before that poor dietary habits can be a risk factor. What would you recommend as a healthy diet, aside from what you mentioned earlier? You said you should follow the dietary plan for Trinidad and Tobago. Are there any special things that we need to consume, women need to consume to, aid in decreasing risk as well as, helping the body fight breast cancer?
Right. So as I mentioned before, I would have mentioned having a diet that's high in anti-inflammatory foods or foods that are high in phytochemicals. And what phytochemicals basically are, they are compounds or chemicals in foods, in plant foods that contribute to their color, their taste, and their smell. And they play a very important role in fighting against cancer. And there are many different types. There's, for example, carotenoids, which you can find in red, green, yellow, and orange foods. I have some of them here on display. As you can see, I have my carrots and my Portugals, and of course my lettuce, green foods. All right, and they actually play a role in inhibiting cancer growth. There's also flavonoids. Flavonoids is another phytochemicals that you would find in particularly coffee, soybeans, onions, and apples, and they actually help to fight inflammation and prevent tumor growth. And the last one I want to touch on would be citrus fruits. In citrus fruits, we have abundantly in Trinidad and Tobago. You can find terpenes such as in oranges, grapefruits, Portugals, of course. They help to slow cancer cell growth as well. And these are just a few of the many phytochemicals along with their benefits.
How important is, diet and lifestyle when it comes to any disease? Rihanna?
Diet and lifestyle is very important when it comes to any disease, cancer, diabetes, hypertension. Remember that in treating with any type of disease, it's important to have a good lifestyle approach. So basically having a healthy diet, making sure that you follow your doctor's recommendation, as well as engaging in some form of physical activity or exercise, at least 3 times for the week, 30 minutes for the day, is very important in just keeping a healthy body and a healthy mind.
Rihanna, where can our viewers go to get more information about breast cancer treatment and prevention?
Thanks. That's a good question. Thanks for asking. Viewers can actually go to the Trinidad and Tobago Cancer Society's Facebook page or visit their website at www.cancertt.com. Information can also be sought at the World Health Organization's website, and you can also contact TTANDI, that's Trinidad and Tobago Association for Nutritionists and Dietitians, via email. That's ttandy@mail.com. Or you can visit our social media pages on Facebook and Instagram. Our handle is @official_TTandy for more helpful tips and information. And I also have a vegetable-laden recipe here for a frittata. It's composed of eggs and a lot of vegetables, which will be available on the TTandy page later today.
Well, that's very exciting and things to look forward to. And anything with food and healthy food at that, count me in for sure. And with that, I want to say thank you so much, Rihanna, for joining us this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, that has been Rihanna Ali, who is a registered dietitian of the Trinidad and Tobago Association of Nutritionists and Dietitians. This has been one segment of Breast Cancer Awareness Week on Now.